Day 5 of Giants OTAs just wrapped up, and we're going to talk about the 3 players that are standing out the most. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. Apologies for the late upload today. The New York Knicks decided to do the whole firing the coach thing. So we were supposed to go live on Tuesday, but we will go live on the channel on Wednesday. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, and let's go Giants. Let's start with, according to Giants.com, the biggest OTA winner thus far is Jaxson Dart, the quarterback, rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart. Good to hear good things about him coming out of camp. I got a lot of these quotes and a lot of this info from Giants.com, so you can go check out their write-ups. The Giants have had 5 practices so far. Only 1 has been open to the media, so we're kind of going off of what Giants.com said. And as we know, which we talked about on the channel last week, Dart not only has looked confident, brought a swag and a different type of energy to this quarterback room, he's played good with the third-team offense, and he's even gotten snaps with the first-team offense. We did a video on that. Go check it out. It's on the channel. And I don't know if there's too much to take away from him being the guy that's getting some or a handful of snaps throughout the first 5 practices with the first-team offense, except that the Giants want to make sure he's ready to rock and roll in any situation, like an injury. He's ready to roll if needed, and maybe we might see him a little bit sooner than anticipated. Giants.com writing this about Jaxson Dart, saying, "No one is perfect, but Jaxson Dart does not look like a fish out of water." To stick with the H2O metaphors, learning the team system for most rookies, especially quarterbacks, is like trying to drink out of a fire hose. There's so much coming at them that it is going to be impossible to take everything coming at them. Dart doesn't look completely overwhelmed and has had some nice throws. He has also showed off his athleticism a bit, which should be considered a win. And look, with the nature of OTAs that are essentially scripted 7-on-7 and a little bit of 11-on-11 stuff, it's essentially a practice that is a passing camp. That is what pretty much Brian Daboll said. It's like a passing camp. And you want your quarterbacks to look good in those situations. And it's nice to see that he's made some nice throws, and he's also had some success throwing to a couple of specific teammates. Giants.com also saying the tight ends had a strong showing in the passing game, beginning with a great catch by 7th-round pick Thomas Fidone II on a ball from Jaxson Dart over the middle. The rookie quarterback also dropped a nice pass in between a handful of defenders to Theo Johnson. Dart showed his ability to throw on the run, rolling to his left, find wide receiver Amir Smith-Marset for a decent gain. Shortly after that, he hit wide receiver Lil Jordan Humphrey on the opposite sideline. Look, it's fun rooting for a rookie quarterback. Like, it is. We're in the honeymoon phase of it. Hopefully it gets better than this. I don't know if it will. And I'm trying not to get drunk off the Jaxson Dart Kool-Aid. I'm trying not to just put the eye black on my face when I come and film this video. I'm all in on Jaxson Dart, man. There's no reason not to be. He's fun, he's confident, he's swaggy, and he's looking pretty damn good at OTAs according to the media. Well, it's a Giants quarterback depth chart that has a lot of personality. It's got a lot of juice to it. I expect Russell Wilson to be the day 1 starter, and I expect Russell Wilson to be the starter until he loses that job, meaning he plays bad or the Giants don't stack enough W's. Maybe Jameis Winston is the first quarterback called out of the bullpen if things go wrong. But I could see a case if it's week 6, week 7, something around midseason. The Giants are 5 games under 500. I could see them going to Jaxson Dart prior to Jameis Winston. I don't know, though. We'll see. Brian Daboll is keeping his cards close to his chest. My question to you is, how many games do you think Jaxson Dart is going to start? As the odds maker in the office, I set the line at 2.5. 2.5 starts for Jaxson Dart this year. I just love saying it like that. Type O for over, type U for under. We got to get John Gruden on the show, man. Jaxson Dart, man. Evil Knievel. O for over, U for under. Sound off for me. So it's good to see that Jaxson Dart is a winner so far, and it's catching some passes from Jaxson Dart. Jaylen Hyatt has been someone that is standing out as well at Giants OTAs, and he's getting an opportunity here to show who he is, how much he's grown, and if the Giants can rely on him as a playmaker heading into year 3. Because Malik Neighbors has not practiced yet, has not participated in 7-on-7s, and has not participated in 11-on-11s, because the Giants, according to Brian Daboll, are making it or taking it smartly with him. Says he has a toe injury that's been bothering him all the way back to his days at LSU. I'm trying not to freak out about that. But Jaylen Hyatt is getting some extra reps. He's getting to run with the first-team offense, getting to catch some passes from Russell Wilson. Caught one of those moon balls yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Giants social media pages posted that. You can go check it out on my Twitter as well. But he's got a great opportunity here, Jaylen Hyatt. One guy's out. Go make the most of your chances. Dan Salamone of Giants.com saying this, quote, with the ink still drying on Russell Wilson's contract, quarterback Russ said the following about wide receiver Jaylen Hyatt in his introductory press conference back on March 26th. Quote, he's a guy that's been untapped in terms of what he knows he's capable of. Keep in mind that's a 10-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion, talking about his new teammate who had 8 catches for 62 yards in 16 games last season. His second in the NFL. A month later, at the start of the offseason workout program, Wilson once again mentioned Hyatt, saying, I think that he's going to have a great year this year. A month after that, they took the field together for the start of spring practices and recently connected on one of Wilson's patented moon balls for a 40-yard gain. Hyatt also caught a pair of touchdowns in the first OTA, one from Winston and another from Dart. It is a promising start for the former Biletnikoff winner as he enters his 3rd season. He will also have more opportunities to showcase what he could do while the Giants play it smart with Malik Neighbors, who is not practicing due to a lingering toe issue. I think Jaylen Hyatt knows it, and the Giants know it as well. It's now or never for him. Like, 3rd-round pick, 3rd year. If you don't hit by the 3rd year as a 3rd-round pick, you're probably not ever going to hit. And it's a little bit disappointing what's happened in his career so far. I thought as a rookie, he looked all right, had some big-time games, and playing with quarterbacks like Tommy DeVito and Tyrod Taylor, he made the most of his chances. 23 grabs for almost 400 yards and 16.2 yards per catch. He showed that he could be an explosive playmaker. He showed that he could change the game with one catch. But then entering his 2nd season, he got no burn. He had 8 catches for nothing, and he didn't get targets. We saw in 2023 in 3 games that he could make big-time plays. We all know what happened in that Arizona game. He had some nice plays, 2 nice catches for 75 yards against Washington. And in Week 12 versus New England, with Tommy DeVito slinging the pill, 4 catches for 109 yards. Like, this is a guy that I believe maybe doesn't ever live up to the Biletnikoff award-winning status that he had in the SEC when he lit up Nick Saban's defense. But can he be a part of an explosive offense that can generate explosive plays every once in a while? I think that'd be pretty cool. Remember when Connor Hughes wrote this a couple of days ago in a mailbag where we did a video about Brian Daboll and Jaylen Hyatt not getting along? Hughes said, there's no reason there should be 2 or 3 deep passes dialed up a game to take advantage of it, talking about Jaylen Hyatt's speed. A lot of this falls on Hyatt, though. He mentally checked out at points last year after clashing with the coaching staff and upper management. There was no reason he should have been as uninvolved as he was at points last season. He's a player with a skill set that the Giants should be able to use. Some players simply can't get out of the doghouse. That was the problem last year. If Hyatt shows up with a recommitment to the playbook, practice, and games and improves his route running, then yeah, he should be more productive with Wilson than he was with Daniel Jones, Locke, DeVito, and Tim effing Boyle. Who the hell is Tim Boyle? The former and latter are equal parts here. If you know, you know. Like, you look at this Giants wide receiver depth chart, and I hate saying this as I knock on wood, you're a Malik Neighbors injury away from being the worst wide receiver room in the National Football League. But you're also a Malik Neighbors injury away from Jaylen Hyatt being a starter and Jaylen Hyatt having to produce. I like that he's getting it done in OTAs. I like that he's flashing a little bit. And I think that there's a world where he could have his best season in the NFL this year. So we got Dart and Hyatt looking good. And let's go through a name that maybe you guys wouldn't even have thought looked so good. Dane Beltton, the 4th-year safety out of Iowa. I think he was a 4th-round pick. He was the first draft class of Jain. This is a guy that I always thought had potential to be a player in this league. And like Jaylen Hyatt, Dane Beltton knows this is his last chance. Last year on the contract, 4th-year player. It's now or never. And the Giants went out and they made some moves this offseason as well. They went out and signed Javon Holland instead of just rolling with Dane Beltton. They picked Tyler Nubin a couple of years, last year as a 2nd-round pick. So right now he's not still slated to be a starter, but he's making a lot of plays. And if you make plays, It's hard to take you off the field. Giants.com saying this. 4 practices into OTAs, it is clear that Belton is doing all that he can to make sure he does not get overlooked. During OTA number 2 last Wednesday, first practice of phase 3 that featured team drills, Belton recorded the first turnover of the spring when he made a nice play on the ball for an interception that he returned the other way for a touchdown. That play alone would have caught my eye. But then today, OTA number 4, as this article was written yesterday, Belton jumped in front of a pass toward the sideline for another interception, which he returned the other way for a likely TD. There have been only 3 days of team drills during OTAs, and Belton has already made multiple pick sixes. And that's the name of the game for Dane Belton. He is a playmaker. He's a ball hawk. He knows how to create ball production. And that's been evident in his limited sample size of being a Giant. And 49 games played in 3 seasons, he's got 5 interceptions. He's got 11 pass breakups. He's got 4 fumble recoveries. He's got another forced fumble and 5 tackles for loss. Like, this guy, 5 interceptions as a backup safety in less than 50 games is pretty damn good. 11 PBUs as a backup safety in 49 games played is pretty damn good. And yeah, there's a lot of competition in the safety depth chart. You gave the bag to Javon Holland. You committed a premium pick in the 2nd round to Tyler Nubin. But there's a way where he could play on the field. Shane Bowen, when he was a part of the Tennessee Titans, he was their defensive coordinator. They ran the dime personnel groupings, which is 5 DBs on the field, more than anybody else in the National Football League. He wants to run with a lot of DBs on the field. And there were times last year the Giants wanted to use 3 safety looks, and they may look to do that again. The more playmakers you have on the back end of the defense, the better it could be, especially for a New York Giants defense last year that had 1 interception through the first 14 weeks of the season. You need to create turnovers. Dane Belton can somewhat do that. Can he do the other things that are necessary to play? He's looked good in the spring so far. That's an awesome sign. I'm hoping he keeps it going. And I think there's a world where the Giants have one of the best defenses in the NFL. And if Dane Belton's a weapon they could use, that could only improve what this ceiling could be for this defense. Major shout out to y'all for tuning in. Again, apologies for the late upload. Next, they fired Tom Thibodeau. What's your one-word reaction if you're watching this far? A little sad, a little upset, but had to do what you had to do. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit the follow button, subscribe, do all the things you're supposed to do. Let's go, Big Blue.